The next stimulus bill could send you more money or save you more money in a variety of different ways. And in this video, we're going to cover 8 ways you could benefit from the next stimulus bill. You see, the $1.9 trillion stimulus plan that was approved back in March that resulted in $1,400 stimulus checks was just one piece of a massive plan by President Joe Biden to slash poverty and steady the U.S. economy as it comes out of the pandemic. Now the Biden administration is sketching out 2 more stimulus proposals for 2021 that would send more money directly to people across the country. The first one of these packages is called the American Jobs Plan, and if it is approved, it would put more than $2 trillion into the U.S. economy and create jobs through focusing on infrastructure. The second package is the American Families Plan, which, according to the Washington Post, could set aside $1 trillion for individuals and families. Now, the hope is that this money would further boost economic activity and get money in the hands of the people that need it most. As of right now, the American Families Plan is just that. It's a plan. We won't know the details of what's in it until a couple of months from now, but there are some clues in terms of what we can expect. I hope you all find this video helpful because I learned a lot while researching this topic. And speaking of help, you can help me out by hitting that like and subscribe button. The first way you may benefit from the American Families Plan is through a 4th stimulus check. Now, many of you watching this right now may not have received your 3rd stimulus check yet, and if you haven't, I made a video on what you can do to get that process expedited and get that money in your hands as soon as possible. I'll post the link in the description and above. Although the amount of the 4th stimulus checks and who would qualify has not been determined, it is clear that President Joe Biden is working with members of Congress to define more ways to help struggling Americans and boost the economy. Now, while some people may not have necessarily needed the $1,400 stimulus checks, research has shown that the majority of people use their $1,400 checks for essentials including food and just paying their bills. The second way that you may benefit from the new American Jobs Plan is the potential for a $15 minimum wage. Now, this is a very political topic, and many people are against a $15 federal minimum wage, arguing that it would just end up costing jobs and increase the price of goods across the board. Now, I'm not arguing whether or not a $15 minimum wage is a good idea. I definitely am on the fence and see both sides of the argument. Nonetheless, it's a potential benefit for many Americans and had to be included on my list. The third way you may benefit from Biden's stimulus plan is through student loan forgiveness. Now, if you didn't know, the average amount of an individual student loan in this country is $30,000. And the total amount of student debt in this country reached $1.7 trillion at the end of 2020. For reference, $1.7 trillion is more than the amount of outstanding auto loan debt and outstanding credit card debt. Now, the amount of student loan forgiveness that will be granted is still being explored. Nonetheless, this is another way you could potentially benefit financially from the new stimulus plan. The fourth way you may benefit from the upcoming stimulus bills is through an extension of the child tax credit, which would be an extension through the year 2025. Now, according to Columbia University, my alma mater, the child tax credit in March's stimulus bill is expected to reduce child poverty by 45% and expected to lift nearly 5 million children out of poverty entirely. The current short-term expansion of the child tax credit, which was approved in March, is expected to expire at the end of the year. However, Congress could renew the program and extend it until 2025, which could potentially benefit many of you watching this video. The fifth way you could benefit from the upcoming stimulus bill is through 2 years of tuition-free community college. Now, when President Joe Biden was running his campaign, he said that he would work hard to make the first 2 years of college free, and that could potentially become a reality. With the American Family Plan, the first 2 years of community college for virtually everyone would be free, with students only being responsible for some expenses such as textbooks. Now, I don't know about you, but I've always looked at education as a great equalizer, especially for those of us who weren't born into particularly wealthy families. The sixth way you may benefit from the upcoming stimulus bills is free pre-kindergarten instruction. Now, the American Families Plan is expected to impose free pre-K education for 3 and 4-year-olds. Now, according to the Washington Post, up to $200 billion will be designated for free universal pre-kindergarten instruction. The seventh way you may be able to benefit from the American Family Plan is through more affordable childcare. Affordable childcare for working families will be provided through tax credits and subsidies for childcare costs. Now, this was a priority for Joe Biden during his campaign, and the expectation is that this will be included in the bill. According to a CNBC article that I read, American parents with children under the age of 5 are spending approximately $42 billion a year on early childcare and education. Now, I'm sure that this will be welcome news for many of those parents. As I was researching this topic, I came across the Economic Policy Institute website, where you can see some financial statistics on childcare costs by state. Now, in my home state of Washington, the average annual cost of infant care is $14,554 or $1,213 per month. Outside of the unreal costs, childcare is one of the main reasons for parents, particularly women, to leave the workforce. Again, I'm just providing the facts and not my political opinion, but the fact that childcare costs more than in-state college tuition is mind-boggling. And if you are one of these parents that's spending an enormous amount of money a year on childcare, I'm sure this portion of the bill will benefit you tremendously. The eighth and final way you may benefit from the upcoming stimulus bill is through 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave. Now, this could be particularly helpful for women, minority groups, and low-wage earners who may not have the benefit of paid leave from their place of employment. Currently, the United States is the only industrialized country in the world without a federal paid family leave policy. Now, according to an article published by CNBC, not having a paid family leave policy on a federal level results in 1 in 4 American moms returning to work just 10 days after giving birth. And as you can imagine, there's even more pressure to get this passed with the COVID-19 pandemic, which put a lot of financial pressure on a lot of families. Now, people had to quit their jobs to care for themselves or a family member or family members, and that's a choice we shouldn't have to make in America. I'm sure many Americans will be pleased to hear about this benefit potentially becoming a reality. With that, I'm going to call it a video. Thank you all for watching, and please remember to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. I'm releasing videos multiple times a week that are intended to benefit you in many ways, but mostly financially. Now, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.